Yep, jumps the
while.
wall.
Paths to make this dive happen. Vulcan and Prince see it. Stixxay gets rooted under Torso. Manages to out-survive the damage, but first blood has been drawn by River. Still surviving. Vulcan flashes forward to see if he can get single auto. Who he lands the hook. A double kill for Golden Guardian.
Kindred looks like Kindred's starting Dragon, though.
Starting it up, who he uses the hook to get towards the wall because the Spica is approaching. And who he's separated from his carry. Stixxay wants to make it to safety, goes airborne on the retreat. River now cannot step up to the plate either, so Stixxay falls at the hand of Prince.
Good job here.
Spica is attempting to drop these controls to keep eyes on River, who will be seen as he approaches towards that bot side. Which is why Prince and Vulcan are making sure to back up a bit more safely, but who he hits the go, ults way into the backline with Prince. Vulcan takes too much damage before making his way to the turret. Spica attempting to make the play, misses with the ultimate. Over the wall he goes, a good stun onto Huhi, but they need another hit for him to not live any longer, and there it is.
Like you're saying, Prince needs to continue getting more money, though, because he's still so far down. The critical part of that replay was when it approaches his level 11. He's not going to get it quite yet in time for this fight, though.
Uh-oh. They're stepping up to the plate, who he tries to throw out the Q to match up with Gory. Emperor's Divide throw now. Vulcan now the subject of the ultimate from Nautilus. Trying to respond, but Vulcan has fallen. Looking to claim another one in life. Lamb's Respite has been popped. Multiple in the safety of it, but Vikla falls as soon as it does as well. 2 lives lost.
To get the kills right before. Licorice now under tower, though.
Running into a little bit of an issue with Impact, who's swinging away. Kill.
Very, very threatening, and red buff. Attack!
There's so many Golden Guardians players lurking in the bushes in just a single.
Then they can go for the reset. You put Licorice on top side of the map. Dragon's going to spawn in 35.
Dragon decision. So I think he's someone who has quietly been putting up huge performances in their wins.
And it is the...
And now you have so much priority. With the Rift Herald, you can shove twice as fast on one of these side lanes. River's able to go up here, finish the tower with Gory. Licorice just defends on...
Running down mid lane for that flash. Hopping out of the bushes of the jungle earlier to collapse on Spica. Hold on to Rift Herald longer. Bringing out the ultimate. Vikla is trying to make the play. The Dominus has been popped by Impact, but Vikla is way too far away from the rest of the team. Licorice drawing one victim towards him as Impact has fallen. The solo laners eliminated on FlyQuest.
FlyQuest were grouping up, trying to cut off this inevitable dive and push that was coming around mid lane, but Golden Guardians are able to find their targets, find 2 quick kills, and continue this push now. No one low other than Licorice at half HP. The rest of Golden Guardians very healthy to keep pushing.
They're not done, I don't think. We've got Gory fishing around on bottom side.
Hello, I see you. Gory popping them. Prince wants to try to draw one back, but can't break into the health bars. Pops on down.
Licorice,
Impact, though.
the Herald defender.
Yep. You don't take this crap. Let her do her thing.
Yoshik.
I mean, that's part of the reason why everyone was so happy for him to get a skin. Doesn't have very many. Gory gonna delete another one.
Shadow Flame, Silas with the Pem boost looking very good on all these squishy targets. Assassinating Vulcan instantly there. Very easy setup and transition onto the Baron buff now with the key warder down on the side of FlyQuest.
Okay, FlyQuest, it's miracle time. What you got for us?
You got a teleport coming in from Impact. Spica's already trying to dash over the wall. Gory, despite being half HP, has the sight set onto Vikla, who's locked against the wall of the jungle and now sent to the grave. 2 taken away by FlyQuest. Spica has no chance against 3 members of Golden Guardian. The 2 for 1 top. Impact takes one. Never mind. Impact manages to turn it around, so the rest of the team sacrificed, but at least some drawn down to the depths.
Into this Baron start because Licorice is devouring the bottom side tier 2 and teleporting behind them.
Trying to collapse upon FlyQuest. Vikla gets hooked by Huhi. Look at the damage landing onto Fly. Vulcan attempts to help him with the Breath of Life. The Lamb's Respite's activated. Huhi on the outskirts of it can draw one down towards the demise. A triple kill set up here from Prince. Looking to dish it back to Golden Guardians. Still standing strong with 2. But Golden Guardians bring Spica on down. An Impact on. Stixxay, the brunt of the damage that Golden Guardians has to offer, making his way towards the team. But look, Licorice into the center of them all, activates the ultimate, but is shut down by Impact, and FlyQuest look to turn the fight. Stixxay's made it through. The River already stunned up. Pause to Lamb's respite. And Impact on the opposite side falls low, but keeps his life with the remaining members of FlyQuest. 3 eliminated on Golden Guardians. FlyQuest are starting to show the power.
The miracle, though, Huhi is the Grinch of all the people to get the Baron. Huhi stole the Baron. Stixxay's still alive.
2 buffs available for Golden Guardians. 2 teleports coming in from FlyQuest. Tries to hop away, but Stixxay slams down Prince. Gory going for the play with the Empress Divide, but Bikla here to respond with a shifting stance of his own. Rejoins FlyQuest, and the 2 that are holding purple on to their cloaks are still in it. A teleport coming in from Golden Guardians on the bot side.
Soul as well as the Baron. I thought off of that blade collar from Prince, because you saw on the back of Baron,
They can't push in. They're getting killed on the tail end of it. Like, that could have been a monstrous gold swing.
Soul staring them in the face. Can they do it?
Golden Guardian said the Fireman is coming. Infernal Soul and all in their power as they knock down the mid turret. And Licorice, while marked down low, backs off behind Gory, who's just soaking everything up that he can. FlyQuest trying to keep them away from this inhibitor, but how strong can they hold when Impact has to go towards the fountain to be able to heal up for you to avoid loss? And right now, Golden Guardians are on this Baron. We saw what they were able to achieve. Impact still holding on to their teleports, and a song and dance across by the Dragon starts to begin. His stun onto River, has to retreat towards the team, pops the ultimate, and Prince also activating the Featherstorm. Cannot quite get the lockdown with the Blade Collar. Huhi flashing forward, attempting to get Stixxay! Over the wall he goes! Ember's Divide knocks multiple back, but it's only Vulcan in the pit. Impact still in the base. Teleport coming in from Gory to get the rematch against him. Pops the GA is here to stay, and Golden Guardians collapse in the fountain. Whoa, what a play!
Stixxay has been a monster recently on the Aphelios. Golden Guardians gonna have to clean up some of the debris here in the base, but they will be able to finish it. Massive Silas game here from Gory. Stixxay with another huge team fight at the end as well.
Golden Guardians, their 2nd win of the week.
This mid lane matchup, because Tristana worldwide has been one of the most preferred matchups into LeBlanc. So I want to see how well M&S can play it. And if he can get that push going, so you can try and harass them down under lane, whittle away, especially at the resources on Diamond, and expose him. But here we go. Here's our aggressive Tristana. M&S is in.
Up in the mirror image. Got the flash away. Answer with the flash of his own to draw first blood before falling.
Still pop the plant.
Oh, meanwhile, on the bot side, the burn is good on Diamond off of the ignite from Sven. Cloud9 making the play bot.
Yeah, and now Blabber's going in. Just think of how aggressive all the lanes are playing. Fudge, Force Flash, top, M&S got a kill mid. They get a 2v2 solo kill, and that sets up this. Cloud9 putting on a clinic in lanes.
Tomo nowhere to go. Blabber ready to lock him down, and
Flash game of chicken here.
Roots on in. Tomo is hoping that Diamond can make it back in time. He cannot.
Dinger damage, and that's all that they're going to need. When you have mid pushing lane, bottom pushing lane.
Full demolishes on mid turret with Tristana, and they're going for it currently, but there might be a fight.
Santorin and Rich collapsing upon them now, but the Nature's Grasp has been blown by Blabber just to keep them away from it. Knock back onto Santorin and Rich. Blabber making his way towards Fudge. Stunned up on the exit. Rich into a little bit of trouble. Pops the Grandmaster's might. Fudge going for it. Slices through. Rich. Gold lead for Cloud9 as they step up towards the Dragon and start bringing it down. Rich striking away. Fudge not able to collapse, but the remainder of Cloud9 are focused on the objective at hand. Santorin goes in with the ult, but Blabber secures the Dragon for himself. Sven sacrificing his life for the other support, but a blast down onto Santorin. M&S getting the reset on his rocket jump, puts him in range of Tomo, so it's just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of Otto, and Tomo eliminated.
Fudge won the top side down, but Cloud9 do get 2 for 1, and reaching for a little bit more here is fine for them. This goes all the way back to the only thing I've been able to really hold on to for Dig, though.
Would be the solo lanes. Jensen does have 2 kills. Going on 3.
Trying to get the lock, does manage the root, followed up with the ultimate from
2.5
Santorin,
kills.
gives you the security of it. Fudge goes down.
Yeah, not that many of them.
And Cloud9's focus right now is just onto the turrets, knocking him down, using the Nature's Scratch to put back Dignitas. You already take Diamond. Santorin attempts to find the angle, but Blabber knocks them back. Sven looking for the collapse onto Santorin, but over the wall, Rich goes, and 2 kills for Blabber. Really looking to lay it on him. M&S is focused onto Jensen, who managed
They recall.
drop down.
Cool.
Yeah, they're just gonna go back. Too much pressure happening on this bot and mid side. Berserker ushering the Rift Herald to complete the turret, and the remainder of Cloud9 pushed up. But finally, third time's a charm. Dignitas pick up the kill onto Fudge up top.
They've identified an area where they can kill someone. And that area
At what cost?
is Fudge's edge of the map. You know what? They're going to lose towers and everything everywhere else, but at least they kill that crocodile, get something back. I mean, we always talk about trying to at least get cross-map plays.
Yeah.
When you're so heavily out-itemized, being down so far in gold, this is actually the correct play, even though you're like, oh man, it feels really bad to lose everywhere else. Well, they get
And brought down below 50. Blabber still making that face at Dignitas, but Santorin's doing the same, tries to go in with a Q, but Berserker flashes out of it. Root to burn down Diamond, and Cloud9 are going for more. Santorin taken out. Rich has to leap over the wall, and Tomo flashes over it as well. Double kill coming in for M&S, and Cloud9 are just making chum food of Dignitas.
Yeah, they could just return to mid lane, push it all the way out before returning to Baron. Fudge fishing around to
Cheeky.
stop the recalls. Baron should get picked up though. The soul's already acquired. Fudge just stopping these recalls. So they make a quick pit stop in mid lane, then push it out. Fudge stops him again.
He's not just gonna stop him, he's gonna try to kill Tomo. But that's a lot of damage raining back onto Fudge. Does not have the Dominus to pop, swinging away. Rich makes it the 1v1 as Tomo escapes. Fudge even flashing the emote, stuns up Rich.
The emote thumbs up. They know they've got this one in the bag.
All
Absolutely.
the while, that lane and bot, you see that full wave coming in their favor on the bot side. The Baron buff still empowered for a minute and a half. The cannon slinging away at the minions to clear so that they can get this inhib on mid. But Dignitas, they're just funneled in their base right now, have plenty of ultimates, still down multiple flashes. Blabber goes in for the root, throws down the Nature's Grasp, and now with the turret taken down, Dignitas are a lot more vulnerable when it comes to trying to protect these inhibitors.
Yeah, a fairly doomed game at the moment for Dignitas. They're just sticking around in case Cloud9 tries to do something goofy, but because he's demonic, radiant, and now he's got a Bandle Glass, and he's going Imperial Mandate?
Yeah, yeah. You can dip into the support items here to really fill that utility role. He's got plenty of the splash damage, and it's going to be the game over. They're circling around for the last fight, though. Here we go.
Plenty of utility. Rich over to the wall, tries to swing onto multiple. Berserker will come out of the stasis soon, and Santorin almost gone, but manages to survive it. Berserker and Sven have been taken down. 2-for-2 trade thus far. Fudge, his dominance just now expiring. Jensen, though, manages to get out with that passive active. And Cloud9, though, they're just going to back off for now. Those supers coming in double time across all of the lanes with these inhibitors down, which means they can make quick work of these turrets and maybe even quicker work of Dignitas. Rich wants to draw someone on in, manages to snip the life of Blabber. M&S going and jumping on out. It's a whole army that Cloud9 have coming with them as they attempt to make another play on Dignitas. Remember, they don't have any turrets to retreat to. Only their fountain, where they would have to way back it up and leave that Nexus vulnerable. So they want to try and hit the go button first. M&S has to hop on out of it. Beautiful root. Managed to grab one. Blabber goes in with Q. Jensen goes right into the backline of Cloud9, but manages to keep his life. Fudge, even with the Dominus pop, can't finish him off yet. Jensen taken down. Rich taken down. Cloud9 giving all the resets to M&S. A triple kill from the mid laner is one way to put a good bow on that fight. An ace for Cloud9, shutting this down before 30 minutes time. It's a Cloud9 victory.
Some M&S redemption from yesterday. The last two fights looked a little shaky with...
How does it go? What happens?
I mean, personally, it matchup is winning for Kai'Sa, but yeah, LeBron had
Sejuani, so hopefully
jungle bit before saying.
Yes.
As Contrax is in the vicinity, Hanser very aware though. Boogie stepping up to Contrax, attempting to path over towards his try, gets stunned up, flashes away. The Q from Dokla used to try and zone him off, but first blood drawn by Hanser.
Yeah, that last little trade to define the defensive control ward and keep up this extra pressure on bot side. Mid coming over.
Contrax was waiting with the Hex Flash over the wall. Boogie getting a lot of damage locked into him, though, after he goes back in with a Q. But live given over to Wild Turtle. A good stun up onto multiple members of TSM. Boogie has to walk it out, burned down by the Ignite. Ignar, though, now using his Flash. So both summoners buy the energy support. Meanwhile, over on the top side, Hanser pushing up upon Dokla. It's TSM that are named Boogie with Dokla and Contrax upon him, looking for the Q over the wall. Hanser and Boogie slightly knocked back, but stun land onto one off the Glacial Prison, and Contrax has fallen. Insanity starting to build up with that kill count energy. But what are you thinking Energy need to do in this position when they were attempting to aggress, but it wasn't going in their favor?
Still going for the static shiv for the wave clear, and now roaming up to the top side. That's got to be another one.
Glacial Prison and more utilized to lock down Dokla, and even though Energy had the 2, they never really let up on that side. Getting some pressure across mid. It's been going good for TSM.
It certainly has. Turtle does get out. Still going to mean that mid push goes the way of TSM. Energy will transfer and at least get their cross-map play, finally ending up evening that turret, but TSM still very happy. Bottom side push into mid side turret here, and Boogie gets another one for TSM. All outers down. Really smart progression here. Vulnerable on bottom side because Hex Gates will allow defenses for TSM to come behind Turtle, kind of escorting him up to the tower here, completely annihilating the minion waves, but it's plenty for TSM. Insanity here on bottom side, continually pushing up, as well as having Varus in mid. Keep that pressure. So they don't allow any of these areas for Energy to catch them by surprise. Another tower down.
Because TSM are feeling pretty good about their lead. Boogie seeks out FBI, uses the Glacial Prison, which does get the cleanse from him, and the Flash as well. Wild Turtle following over the wall, fail of arrows and more, taking down the enemy bot laner.
Classic Turtle flashing forward. This one didn't have a lot of risk to it. Oh! He even went to the same spot. He went to the same spot on the wall to try and follow. We're not done yet. Boogie's got one more.
A Contract stunned up as soon as Hunter comes to the party. Smacked him. Insanity gets the kill.
Top side, they actually made the pick, and they were able to chase down the extra kill because Energy were trying to
kill. But it's so hard when TSM are absolutely annihilating your map. But here's an attempt to stand against them. Nature's Grasp gets a root onto 2, but the answer back onto Contracts is just too good. Ignar coming out of stasis, next to be smacked by Wild Turtle. TSM maintain their pressure across these lanes.
Yes, they do. The pressure is on, and TSM are walking in your base. This is going to be at least 2 inhibitors. Respawn timers are pretty short because it's so early in the game still that I don't know if they can actually end it, but 10 more seconds left on 2 Energy members, and TSM say that's good enough for us. Dragon, just to tie up your loose ends, you know, like you're saying, Energy has had some big comebacks, so they're like, you know what, let's not let the comeback.
Their way to the party. Chime trying to encroach upon Contracts, who threw the Nature's Grasp his way. Insanity's got some damage to follow up. Coming on in with a headbutt pulverized. Chime goes golden for a moment, does end up getting blasted. So TSM, for what feels like the first time, are down 1 in the fight. But look at those supers. When you've got 2 inhibitors down, they are making work of your Nexus turrets, which draws the attention of Palafox and FBI to finish it up and reopens the top lane turret for TSM to collapse upon. Hanser wanting to find some kind of look into the brush, but Energy send out multiple FBI, Moonlight Vigil from downtown, but TSM still manages to keep in it. The Dom TSM start up the Baron.
And wait on the cooldown for the Varus ultimate. Right now they're relying on Sedge.
Over the wall, Glacial Prison, knock up and more onto Ignar. Teleport will be coming in from Dokla, but is it too little too late as Contracts has fallen? No jungler for Energy, no support. But Palafox wants to follow up with the damage, does manage to reap 1 jungler for himself. Insanity, but do have their ultimates. We have seen Wild Turtle try and set him off, like he did here. Ignar, oh, look at that damage. Insanity just able to burst, follow up so effectively. Contracts trying to flash out of it, throws down the Nature's Grasp in response. Chime is falling low. Wild Turtle takes a big burst of damage, but it's the 2-for-1 so far. Haunter with Dominus already in the active, moves with TSM into their own jungle. Palafox going downtown with the Killer Instinct. Haunter falling low, no longer in ultimate form, but he doesn't need it to finish off Dokla. Insanity gets to use the passive to get out cleanly, and TSM keep numbers in their favor, but you can see the Dragon getting started up by Energy. Teleport on TSM's side.
Yeah.
That's enough to be able to push off Palafox and FBI. They don't have the numbers. They don't have the fight. Palafox, though, almost kills off Haunter before he pops the wash. And FBI into the range of Wild Turtle is not where you want to be. TSM punishing Energy for making the attempt on Dragon.
Palafox isn't done. He hex skates over. Can he hit the W snipe?
Managed to get the Void Seeker onto Wild Turtle, but yeah, used the Killer Instinct at the top of that previous fight, so cannot follow up. Ignar latches on with a Q, but is answered back by Boogie. Chime headbutting Palafox away. Doesn't want him to get into his backline anymore to try and offer a safe recall here for Boogie. You can see the missile still raining down from Palafox. He wanted to get Chime. He could not find it.
Finishing it while the rest of the team eventually cleans the Baron.
Now buys enough time and attention from Energy, so TSM ready to claim the
With the Baron plus the Soul, plus increasing their lead, TSM have come.
They're already going for it. Ignar stunned up and more. Palafox goes in the backline with a Killer Instinct, but Wild Turtle has already gone golden. Haunter zoning off Palafox, but the rest of TSM are encroaching upon the base. Palafox has fallen at the mouth of the gator, baby. TSM are still going for more. Energy looking to make their final hold. Still some Baron-empowered minions coming through, ensuring that they can take down this second inhibitor, increase the number of supers that they have pushing with them. And the pressure from Energy's all too good. Some heavy poke onto Wild Turtle, though. He has to be careful. And eventually, Contracts has fallen. Dokla, the last one to remain for Energy. Yes, Ignar has a respawn, but it's TSM putting this one in the books. They're hooks into the second round robin.
A lot of teams can play like Trist route. You don't know if it's you don't know if it's mid jungle or bot lane. And so then, but now since they already had Ivern, you can just pick Alistar knowing that that's the support matchup.
Outplays.
I think all of this just leads off of Alistar taking Phil's flash so early because he doesn't want to step really far out or he's just going to get brought away.
Oh, Sunday's all out. Revenge is in some trouble here. He does not have an ultimate. And Cassante just gave Fiora the top lane solo experience.
Wow, that is a disaster for Revenge. You're going Fiora for this matchup to win the lane, to be able to create pressure, to have first move. Cassante getting that early first.
Thieves. Daisy's still pretty low HP, but going to keep leading the charge. Smite guarantees they're able to knock her down. Ayla goes in for the crash down and finds two. Closer's immediately blown up, and now Bucio's tanking everybody with no Alistar ulti on the menu just yet. Unforgiven picks up the kill on him, and
so then you can kind of get in this lose-lose situation where you're really weak. But EG are going to be starting up this Dragon. First one went to 100 Thieves. So both teams are hovering, but 100 Thieves seems a little bit trepidatious to start it off.
There is a TP available for Cassante, but not for Fiora. The fight's already started. Devilis's gonna find the first kill, but Jojo barely gets away. Quinn takes out Ayla. Jojo's still trying to hobble it off. 100 HP remains, and now it's cut down. 100 Thieves just struck gold.
Nicely done. 100 Thieves looking to chase for more.
That champion does not have the ability to interrupt the TP from the Cassante. Armeo just picks up a freebie on Quid. I don't really know what is here.
That should have been. Is that the Rel that's trying to get in between, or who's actually?
Yeah, I think Rel can for sure, or if they find a good angle first.
Yep.
They just didn't see an angle fast enough. Wow. Ivern.
Yeah. One in some trouble. Here comes the Daisy dive. As Quid gets away, Jojo's ready to rocket jump forward. Closer coming over the wall, trying to provide some covering fire here from his mid laner. The Emperor's Divide buys a moment more, but Quid still falls, and Jojo picks up the money. EG brings more guys. They're ready to keep this fight going as Closer. One more hit will take him.
Also his HP.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I think that was a really nice Phil's combo though.
Really nice. We're gonna watch Quid die is because somebody actually TP'd the Dragon and he stayed top, right? Because his TP wasn't on cooldown.
Definitely disheartening.
Well, it looks like 100 Thieves are still ready to fight for this. This time around, it's both top laners coming in with a TP. Full 5v5 inbound as the Drake stays at about half HP. We're ready to smite fight over this one as Ayla goes for the engage. Magnet Storm onto 2. Drake still alive. Stuns back onto the carries of EG as Closer cleans up Ayla. And 100 Thieves is pushing it forward. The Drake goes over to 100 as well. And
Yeah, I'm proud of Jinx for not using her flash there, though. I mean, honestly, it's good, though. Like, you're looking at it, and you're like, okay, I mean, so many AD stairs with just, like, panic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you would have died for sure. I don't even think JoJo had used rocket jump, right? Like,
Yeah.
he just walked up. JoJo, though, probably going to get another freebie. There's no ulti on Busio. And JoJo's on 2 items now before Busio, or excuse me, before Quid's. Base for Jinx, you have to have a perfect fight for double lift. I feel like for 100 Thieves to have any sort of chance.
And right now, the fights are going only the way of evil geniuses. They cheer as 100 Thieves goes for the tier 1 turret, but they're going to be forced off before they complete the job. Revenge ready to collapse. He wants double lift for Quid. The Magnet Storm under the carries of 100 Thieves, and double lift is already down. Quid follows right after, and Busio's the cherry on top. Some days going nowhere, and evil geniuses just
They're taking down the top tier 2. They're pilfering all the jungle camps down on bot side. They're taking away the dragon. EG has gotten everything.
Man, I'm glad I asked about ways to try to get back into the game before that sequence of plays, because I think you hit the nail on the head, Azael. It's just a go next now. Lane moving there in top side as they'll just continue to put the hurt on the base of 100 Thieves. Someday he'll try to defend that mid lane tier 3, but there's no defending this. Busio down to 200 HP. One more auto would have finished him off. They won't quite get the damage as Ayla tries to get away there with a crash down. Nice stopwatch to escape the Super Mega Death Rocket. As the explosive charge on Closer, it'll be enough thanks to the Gale Force of Unforgiven providing the assist. Double lift dies, someday dies. There's nothing left here for 100 Thieves. EG's gonna end this one nice and quickly. They'll force their way through all 3 inhibitor turrets, all 3 inhibitors. They wanna make sure this one hurts for 100 Thieves. Quid and Busio still standing, but now it's a 5-man push from the #1 team in the LCS, and they're ready to keep that spot. There goes Busio. Quid's gonna try to survive on the fountain, but it's about the best he can do as Evil Geniuses 16-4, not even 24 minutes into the game, will stop the 100 Thieves win streak and take the victory.
Man, you know that game is over when being able to kind of make it, I think, a little bit more difficult potentially for some of these carries. I will say, though, when you're playing against double marksman, I feel like these poke comps sometimes kind of need to create a lead because poke stops being much of an issue.
In the top lane first, just making sure that Solo does not have any fun in this Renekton matchup. Bottom side, the 2v2 keeps spicy. As Yon finding a lot of damage here on Tactical Flash forward in the first blood. It's Team Liquid drenching him in the 2v2 as Balulu's under pressure from APA back in the mid lane at the same time. The abilities enable such a different play pattern in terms of the range that you get, the speed up that you get, as Solo is quickly discovering a bad time here in the top lane. Summit forcing the flash, drops the ignite. There's the Comet. Goodbye, Solo. We had Immortals lose to a fire-based champion using abilities like the Equalizer and Flame Spitter. They sound like they belong in League of Legends. Bottom side, Tactical died to warm hugs and a cozy campfire. And it just doesn't feel the same as Pioshik is engaged on here in the 3v3. Kenvi trying to lead the charge, but disengaged by the Ultra Mega Fire kick.
Retreat's going to get a little bit poke over the wall. Balulu also heading down, so it looks like Immortals want to try to get something.
Yeah, the Nature's Grasp flies out, but there's no damage done during that CC duration, so Immortals not getting much value out of it. But now Team Liquid's ready to find the counter engage here. They want to focus on Kenvi. Over the wall goes APA, and the man got paid. Kenvi's gone. Enemy jungler out of the picture. Why not get even more? Pioshik picks up a second there on a treat as Balulu fires back with a paddle star, but Pioshik won't drop. He shoots out the Sleepy Trouble Bubble, but Balulu's not going to find the damage he needs just yet. He's chasing after Yon, who wants to cut it out there with a volley, flashing away for a little bit of extra distance. Balulu gets him. True shot barrage over the shoulder, won't do anything to follow it up. Pioshik goes for the flash dredge line, but it will not connect.
Can find some sort of a play where potentially they can create a 5v4 where Solo is answering him on a top lane and then TP's down.
Yon and Core step back up. Core's got to be careful though. Ultra Mega Fire kick and a disengaged Balulu who continues chasing after, but he won't lock down Yon. Sleepy Trouble Bubble again, not hitting the mark. Immortals will at least hard force this tier 1 turret, but it's going to be traded for the tier 2 back in mid as the Herald is summoned up, and Team Liquid is trading back better across the map.
I mean, it's actually so much worse than just the tier 2, because tier 1 mid was up and tier 1 top was up. It's going to be more about that team fighting, more about Immortals trying to get poked before these fights do start, as Kenvi potentially caught out, but Bolulu, great poke on Eon.
Yeah, Jan having to fall back as Kenvi is under pressure from APA, who nearly bursts him down, but Tactical's ready to try to heal him up. Kenvi re-engages, but now he's still dead. Core JJ under pressure from Solo here in the back as Bolulu in stasis tries to escape. Summit goes back and finds a double kill on the Tactical now as Solo tries to get back to the tier 1 turret after killing Core. It's a 2-for-1 trade for Team Liquid, but they aren't done yet. APA heading back down into the bottom lane. Solo doing the same. Flash into the Ruthless Predator. He wants the stun on APA. The explosive charge, and he dances on him.
APA in his LCS debut, dancing on Solo. Further and further ahead, and Summit looking for even more. Will force that stolen flash away from full control over mid. Immortals don't have any response to this. They're going to lose their inhibitor. They have to send someone back or they're going to lose their Nexus.
Man, Immortals, they're just wanting to play for the Drake, but they've already lost their jungler. APA coming to reinforce Team Liquid here now in a 5v4. Summit's at half HP, but he's still got the equalizer. Bolulu wants to get away, but he's been equalized. They'll trade it 1-for-1 at least as Immortals try to get themselves away before they lose any more. But APA is fearless. He's peerless. He's absolutely destroying Immortals, and he won't take no for an answer. Team Liquid's new mid laner looks good.
APA having a pop-off game here in his LCS debut, and Liquid running away with it. 7K up,
man. They blessed him with the glory of the whole Liquid realm, and he is not about to waste that energy.
Got that dog in him.
Here against Immortals, absolutely. Solo just getting burned down here. Summit jumps back in with a proto belt. Flame Spitter finishes it off. Immortals is struggling to find any sort of a way to try to contest these guys here for this game. APA going in again. He's drowsy, but he's unstoppable even more. He takes out the enemy AD carry. Immortals manages to get the remaining 3 guys away, but Team Liquid can just walk it up over to Baron.
Yeah, he's playing it really, really well, and APA even talking some trash in chat, losing to an Academy mid XT.
Oh, I love that.
He's letting them know, he's feeling himself in this one. Summit gonna get found out. Bolulu maybe find a kill.
Yeah, Summit trying to bait Bolulu in there, and honestly, might have been able to turn something around if it was a 1v1, but unfortunately, continuing their push now. Tactical fires off the True Shot Barrage. Nothing super meaningful comes out of that. Top lane tier 1 does fall. Solo completes that mission, and now Team Liquid's gonna keep the pressure on here in the bottom lane as Summit mounts up there in mid. He's ready to ride with the super minions. Pioshik drops the ulti there on Tactical as the equalizer goes down to the back line, but doesn't find a whole lot of damage. Solo here with the TP behind enemy lines. Bolulu's already down as soon as he goes in, and the play's over before it started. Team Liquid's going straight for the throat, and man, they are vicious with it. Tactical makes it all the way back into the fountain. APA gets a triple kill and escapes the explosion of the inner flame for the counter-attack. Solo can't even get back into his own base because Summit's just body blocking him. He won't let him do it. Flame Spitter's coming in for another one, and Jan takes it with the volley. That's all she wrote. Team Liquid in 24 minutes with a brand new mid laner. Absolutely slam Immortals.
How about that debut? 8-0-3.